Hey guys, this is a different kind of video that you will see with what grinds my gears. This video is purely political talk in nature. Something that I feel comes from my heart and how I believe with current situations with what's going on right now. You can love it, you can hate it, you can disagree with it, and that's okay. It's my opinion, it's how I feel, and I'm allowed to have my opinions. The reason why I get to express my opinions is because I vote. I vote in every election. And why I do that is because it allows me to have a voice. A voice that I can sit here and tell you how I feel. A voice to speak out against my local government, my state government, and my federal government. When you vote, you get that voice. When you don't vote, you silence your voice. So, when you vote, you get a voice. When you don't vote, I'm sorry. Fuck you and shut up. That's how it is. So now, without further ado, this is my rant and how I feel about Donald Trump. Because I am tired, I am sick, and I am over it. Because for the last almost 4 years, I have had to sit here and hear the constant lies. And for the last almost 30 days, it has been nothing but continuous lies. As he has sat here and lied on television day after day. As thousands and thousands and thousands of people have died, as hundreds of thousands of people have become infected with the COVID-19 virus. And it falls flat at his feet because of his inept response. And I hold him personally responsible because he failed our nation. I don't blame the governors 100%. There's blame for them, especially in states when mayors stepped up to put into place shelter-in-place orders. There are hundreds and thousands of mayors across this nation that stepped up when our state and our federal leaders failed us. And then there are state leaders that inspired the nation where our federal leaders failed us. So, Donald Trump, I'm not even at this point going to say president because why? Why should I? What have you done to deserve it? You're a proven liar. You're a proven cheat. You have defamed us. You have tried to sell us out. You have tried to smear the good name of the former vice president and his family. You have done nothing to bring pride to this great nation of ours. You have destroyed the goodwill towards our allies. You ensured the firing of an admired Navy captain because he rose and rang the bell of a COVID-19 breakout upon his ship that needed to dock and disembark his crew because of an outbreak. And you thought it was not, how did you put it? Not Navy-like because he wrote a letter. Well, sir, I guess you just don't know how it works. Much like how it works to be an honorable and righteous man, and how to be an honorable and good president. One that sets out to do good by this nation's people. Donald Trump, you have ensured thousands of people have died. You have ensured the deaths of innocents, children, women, men, doctors, our elderly, mothers, fathers, all because you refused to believe in what was coming. As of when I made a post this afternoon, there were 638,000 cases of COVID-19, and it was rising. And 31,500 deaths. In my state alone, there are almost 2,400 cases with 131 dead and a mortality rate of almost 6%. We don't know the true infection rate in my state because we've only had the ability of testing for about 30,000 people out of a state of over 4 million. 30,000 people. Your press secretary today said, you have pushed through and broke through the most amount of red tape to get all these tests approved, and that we have tested more than any other nation with 3.3 million tests. I'm just going to say this. Bitch, please. Seriously? Only 3.3 million people have been tested. South Korea has tested more. China, Italy, Europe combined. We're supposed to praise you for getting and allowing 3.3 million out of a country of 350 million people. Good job. Really. You're really sad. Your minions, they're going to praise you. I mean, your paid lackeys. I mean, come on. I mean, you got to give it to George Conway. I mean, good Lord, bless his heart. I don't know how he stays. I mean, I got to give it to him. Staying married to, the creeper. I don't know how he does it, but God's behind him on that one. 'Cause man, that there, Kellyanne, she's a vile, lying snake pit of hell. And your new one, Kaylee McElhaney, oh, I've heard her. Oh, yeah. Bless her heart. I really hope that one day she repents for everything that she does. And I hope that she sees the light and the damage that she is perpetrating on your behalf. Because what you are doing to this nation, Donald, is reprehensible. I could start with the day you took the oath of office with your death and destruction and carnage speech. I mean, never in the history of inaugural addresses has there ever been a speech quite like that. That was so uninspiring and so just disgustingly just scary and unhopeful. But then we had a president that was elected that there's still some questions behind it. I mean, really. I mean, it really has to hurt that you weren't elected by the people. I mean, it has to hurt. The people didn't want you. I mean, we really didn't. We wanted someone that was the real leader, that someone that inspired us, that would ensure that we were safe, that showed us what a real president looked like, and her name was Hillary Clinton. But unfortunately, by those little razor thin margins in Wisconsin and Ohio and Pennsylvania, in Michigan by 78,000 votes. Questionable. The Electoral College, and might I remind you, not a landslide or a massive margin or historical, gave you the win, not the people. Remember that, because Donald, the people didn't elect you. They didn't. And history will always show you not winning the popular vote, just as it will show you as not having the biggest crowd for your inauguration or the biggest viewership and all of that, because you didn't. No matter how you want to crop pictures, how you want to do anything, you didn't have it. So, no matter how you want to spin it, no matter you want to lie, you didn't have it. Just like you want to continue to lie about this virus that we are contending with today. Donald, you haven't led since day one. You're not winning as you tell everybody each and every day. You are not filling the nation's coffers with all this money. You're trying to bribe farmers with socialism because you start trade wars, because you think, well, you imagine it's a good thing, but in reality, it's not, because who hurts? The farmers and the consumer. Because who pays the price? The farmer and the consumer. The United States does not fill the coffers with the money from tariffs. You know, I'm sorry you don't understand how economics works. I'm not a math whiz, but I know some basics, and yeah, it doesn't work that way. The consumer gets passed along the increases and we pay for it. Just like you think it's a good thing that the gas prices are low. Well, my friends in the oil wells that are working the oil wells, especially in the places that are working in the shale industry and all of that, yeah, you trying to buy all this imported oil to fill the reservoirs and stuff, well, you know what? You screwed their jobs over. Damn. You sure screwed their jobs over. I mean, you claim to be this amazing business person, but you're bankrupting the country, so just like all your other businesses, hell, you're going to leave us in November bankrupt. Well, technically January, when you're, having the U-Haul drive you out, just as the, Bidens are sworn in and they're just rushing you and Melania and Barron out as the keys are turned back over to what will finally Be like the sunshine coming back into this nation from a whole hell of a lot of darkness. Thank fucking God. I mean, I look over the last almost 4 years and I look at everything that we've lost, from healthcare stuff to rights like for my family to trans rights for our military, who, you know what? They were bigger human beings than you could ever be, because you know what? They booted up. They put the backpack on. They grabbed a gun and they went overseas and they fucking served. You know what you did? You got your daddy to get a doctor to sign a fucking note to say you had bone spurs. You didn't do one fucking day of service. My dad served in Vietnam. My grandfather served in World War II in Iwo Jima. He has stuff in the Marine Museum. My Uncle Robert served in Korea and Vietnam and retired honorably. My other grandfather served in World War II and World War I. My great-grandparents served in my great-grandfather served in World War I. I have military lineage that can be traced all the way back to the Revolutionary War. I wasn't able to serve when I graduated high school in 1992 because I was gay. But you know, at least I would have served. You were a coward. Our trans brothers and sisters, they weren't cowards. You were. Donald, when your presidency comes to an end, it's not going to matter to a lot of people. It's going to end, and it's going to be an amount of joy. And I can't wait. I can't wait until my daughter knows that I can let her finally turn on the TV and see a presidential press conference and know that it's a president that she can watch and not worry what's going to come out of his mouth. Because for the last 4 years, we've had to not allow her to watch you. Because you are not a president that we can allow her to watch. We had to edit and view the things that during the run-up to the election of what she watched, because we didn't know what you were going to say. We didn't allow her to watch the debates with Hillary because we didn't know what you were going to say or how you were going to treat Secretary Clinton, because your treatment of women was not kind, and we did not feel that you would treat Secretary Clinton with honor. So, as this election approaches, we are looking forward to the joyous day when we can see the sunshine come out and we can see you leaving the White House finally, as well as the scourge of cabinet members that has decimated the various agencies that were put in place to do good for our nation. I have never had the amount of disdain for a president. While I had my differences towards President Bush, President George W. Bush, and President Reagan, I never had the amount of rage and honestly hatred as I have towards you, because I honestly knew in their hearts that they loved America. But in your heart, there is no love. Because I don't think you have the capacity to love anybody or anything other than yourself.